Hello, I'm Resham and you're watching DNP India. So CEGR, Center for Education, Growth and Research, recently organized an online summit on academia and academia collaboration, with the keynote speaker of this particular discussion included the Chancellor of AAFT University, Chancellor of DY Patil University and Luxury Connect Business School, Director of Pune Business School, Professor KK Agarwal, and Mr. Kuwar Shekhar Vijendra, who is the mentor of CEGR and Chancellor of Shobit University, to name a few. So let's hear out the relevance of this particular collaboration and listen to the experts talk about this and also talk about the changes in the whole system after the introduction of a new education policy and understand the other aspects as well. Let's find out.
ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो और प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो. Today, when I say academia, definitely A stands for being ambitious. We all have to be ambitious to support each other. We have to look into that zest and enthusiasm that if I'm supporting, if I'm helping, if I'm joining hands with someone, then there has to be a pleasure, zest, enthusiasm in that. The C stands for the communication. The minute you have decided that, yes, we are in the game, then we must start communication between each other and try to reach to a better position, better stage after that. The A stands for the attitude and aptitude. I know that many people still thinking that I have spent 30 years in education. I have spent probably crores of rupees on research work. Why should I divide my knowledge with you or with anyone else? But then I have learned in my education that once you divide your knowledge, you don't lose anything actually. And I think we have to develop that attitude and aptitude to get into this kind of a business. When I say D, D stands for developing different kind of a programs. What kind of a programs we have to design so that we can actually pursue with the academia collaboration. So we have to devise and divide these programs. And the E stands for exchange. Now, this exchange is a very important word here today in academia, that knowledge increases when you exchange. So you help me and I help you. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. So exchange programs has to become on the platform and we will start working together. The M stands for the motivation. Once the leaders have decided, probably you need to motivate your faculty, you need to motivate your students to go and actually look into the other side of the wall. And then for that, we need to create a motivation into our own education systems. And M also stands for time for signing MOUs. And once we start signing MOUs, probably people will come to know that we have joined hands together. I stands for information. Once MOUs are signed, we have to inform to the people, to students, to faculty, to other institutions that this kind of exercise is now in place and we are there to execute these kind of things. And that means the integration. I also stands for integration, and I also stands for the first inning which CEGR has to start in academia collaboration. And last but not the least, A stands for the arrangements to proceed further.
Sparing time to join us for discussions, deliberations on very important topics. Today it is second summit of academia interface. And as Ravish mentioned, in 2019, when the country was talking about new education policy was not there and everybody was talking about only about education, industry, academia interface, we decided that we should talk about academia interface also. In the new education policy, which came in 2020, there is an emphasis on academia interface indirectly, if we look at. When we talk about academic bank of credits, when we talk about credit transfers, when we talk about multiple entry, multiple exit, when we talk about multidisciplinary research and innovations, so definitely it cannot be limited to individual institutions. They have to come together and join hands. Since last 3 years, we are advocating that the country needs a knowledge grid. A knowledge grid where we can share what knowledge has been created or is being created by different stakeholders at their points. Because it is not possible for a country like India having 1,000 plus universities, 40,000 plus higher education institutions, that in isolation everybody will work, and a duplicacy of the work and effort is happening many times. Even to AICT, I recommended and requested that especially in the areas like in one district or one city, if there are 10 institutions, instead of having a repetitive thing everywhere, like I also have to have a computer lab, you also have to have a computer lab. And instead of that, if they decide and plan that, okay, one institution will develop center of excellence in computers, the second will invest the same amount, what has to be invested in multiple labs, in one lab and develop a center for electronics, excellence center, or in mechanical or in mechatronics, then maybe, and students will go switch over to each other and learn from each other. Then maybe we will have a better infrastructure in the country instead of having everybody having a mediocre infrastructure actually. So this is very important that we come together to pool our resources together, to pool our information, data, and knowledge. We always say that data is information. And yesterday only I was talking to one of the policymakers when I said that academia interface has to be there. So he mentioned me, no, nowadays we have platforms where e-content can be developed by everybody and everybody can use. I agree with that. But e-content is very static in nature. It does not give a reason to be dynamic, to learn from each other. It is okay, I learned something and I put it on a internet or a portal, and you can go there and you can listen to me. You cannot debate, you cannot discuss, you cannot deliberate, and we cannot come out of that information or knowledge towards the innovation of further research. I always wonder that when there can be crowdfunding, where there can be crowd computing, why there cannot be crowd research? Why we cannot throw an idea and we say, okay, on this Shobit University is doing research, or any other university is doing research, and let the ideas come, let the resources be there, let us do it together. And here, instead of doing crowd research, what idea I'm trying to throw here on this platform, generally what happens that I have seen in universities, everybody is more concerned how many patents I have, how many papers are published in my name. They should have my name only. And this limitation that everything should be in my name. I have to get accredited. I have to get this approval, affiliation, or recognition or ranking. It is stopping us from creating a knowledge grid. I was really happy that during the last speech, finance minister, budget speech, the finance minister, she spoke about developing a grid of institutions in Hyderabad. When she mentioned that in Hyderabad, whatever institutions are there, government institution, they will share the facilities of each other. They will work together. We have so much. I always say, and I'm happy to repeat it here also, with 1,000+ universities, and every university must be having at least one good practice. So 1,000+ good practices are there already in educational ecosystem, but they are in isolation. We have to come together, and new education policy has given us a reason to come together even in a better way. Nobody stops us, but we have to look into that.
All in the past seen about academia and industry collaboration, and we have gone strong through, so deep rooted into academia and industry collaboration that we have become veterans in that space. Everything we do, we involve industry and talk about how we work with industry. We have now even started working with government so well that if we look at AICT and us, we are more partners. They have started facilitating on so many things. Now that partnership has also worked. We have also spoken of academia and stakeholder partnership, and that is also giving a meaningful impact. But academia and academia partnership, yes, it is required at this point of time. Amazing topic and amazing space that CEGR is working on. Academia and academia partnership. The first question that I would like to answer is it required? अगर आप प्रेजेंट स्टेज में देखो और अगर आप प्रेजेंट न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में देखो, so the whole gamut of work for an education industry is not merely providing education, but it is far beyond that. And for all this to happen, one single institute can never make it happen. You need partnerships, you need collaborations, not only at local level, not only at state level, not only at national level, but very strongly also at international level. Not only with similar type of institutions, but let me tell you, with varied different type of institutions.
Well, NEP really talks about collaboration, and I think no better moment than today. We, all institutions, universities, think about this and join hands and actually make it happen.
By this academic collaboration, we can share many things. And now, boss, in this international platform, in developed countries, it has become a very much known figure. This type of collaboration with the world-class universities or world-class education institutions has own benefits. Our research scholars come to know very new things, new research topics. And like for student exchange program, it's already going on very great level.
Summit on academia collaboration last year. And I don't really recollect how many of you were there as speakers, but I recollect 2, 3 at least. I think academia industry collaboration, we have been talking for years. We have achieved some results. I won't say we have achieved nothing, but the results which we have achieved are minimal. We still have not made a headway in industry academia collaboration. And according to me, the one reason is we have still not trusted each other to the extent we should have done. How to generate that trust is $1 million question, and we'll talk about it when we talk about industry academia collaboration. But we thought of this topic of academia collaboration when we held the last summit, and now we are having the second summit on this. We had a few reasons in mind. Number one, if industry is not trusting us, why can't we trust each other at least? I mean, there should be no lack of trust between the academic institutions amongst each other. Second fundamental point, which I have always believed, is collaboration is a nice word, but collaboration does never happen between a strong person and a weak person, between a strong nation and a weak nation, between a strong institution and a weak institution. It's a lip service if you call it a collaboration. It's a charity or whatever you call it. In diplomatic words, they may call it collaboration, but it's really one-way flow of things. Collaboration always happens when both of you are strong. Now the question arises, how can you find equally strong partners? That is where the opportunity has come now. And referring to one of the Manish's case study, you are strong in management, but he is strong in music. So now there's an opportunity that two different strong institutions can collaborate. His strength is type X, your strength is type Y, but you are both strong in your areas. And therefore, there's a real collaboration between academic institutions now possible. As a matter of fact, if you try to develop strength in every area, you will become weak in all the areas.
In addition to that, whenever we see or whenever we explore the possibilities of academia collaboration, somewhere maybe ego comes as a villain. The college which is offering like, I am willing to extend my services, they'll market in some other way, like see, all these colleges are depending on me. And the colleges which are seeking the help from other colleges, somehow they are not getting an opportunity to grow beyond. And all these collaborations are happening maybe in the city limits or in the urban limits. And as far as the rural system is concerned, somehow the colleges are getting themselves faded. This can be the starting point. So let's see, I request you just submit a nutshell of today's discussion to ICT, and let's see how best we could take it forward. So thank you to all the experts for sparing your valuable times. And let me invite Ravish, Director CEGR, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Ravish.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh Krishnan, Senior Vice President, CEGR and Advisor, Policy and Planning, AICT. Definitely, sir, if you remember 2014, we have started collaborating with AICT, and since 2014, we have a very strong association with the AICT. And AICT is now, CEGR and AICT is one of the key collaborator, and we are sending many recommendation, and few of the recommendation was implemented by AICT. So definitely we will come up with the report on the academia collaboration and how academic institutions can collaborate. What are the takeaways? So few of the takeaways of this session is that we are sharing the best practices of academic institutions, and few of the best practices will be published in the CEGR Education Directory, which we are launching on 18th April on the 10th Foundation Day of CEGR. Second, what we are doing is that we are creating the list of the interested students, that is a pool of the academic institution on CEGR website, from where they can get the list of the institutions who want to collaborate and who are interested. We can facilitate such type of institution. Third is that we are creating a pool of faculty members who can be the consultant in various academic institutions. So this is the three takeaways, and many of the other takeaways we will be compiling, and we will sending the report to the various stakeholders. And we are grateful to all the key speakers to such type of interaction in the coming time also.